and in this lecture we're going to be talking about how to sell social media services such as social signals, Twitter followers, Facebook likes, Google Plus followers, YouTube views, things of that nature, okay? These things are very high in demand on Fiverr. A lot of users come to Fiverr just to purchase these services. A lot of times they are actually for small businesses who are trying to start up and get some social proof, some credibility to their social media websites. But a lot of times too, it's just people who are just doing it for fun because they want to look popular and whatever. But these services are very popular and very in demand, and they're really easy to sell. They're not as difficult as you may think, okay? So as you can see, there are a lot of social media services, and you might think there's a lot of competition, but you can still carve your own path into this niche. It's very good. It's very good for making money, okay? So again, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that same website we went to in the last lecture, and that's going to be SEOclerks.com, okay? You're going to have to create an account, again, if you haven't done it already. And what we're going to do is we're going to go under categories, and we're going to go scroll all the way down to social networks, and we're going to see all the social networks that people will be selling services for, okay? In this lecture, let's just do Twitter followers to keep things really simple, okay? And we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to sort by price. Now you're going to see a lot of services for $1, okay? And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through all these, and we're going to choose the one that has the best thumbs up and the most favorites. This one's a really good one. It's 1,000 high quality Twitter followers without administrative access. So that means that this person doesn't need your password to do it. They just need a link to your Twitter profile, and it's only for $1, okay? So we're going to click on it. And what I highly recommend doing is, if you're interested in reselling this on Fiverr, is to test it out. So you're going to order this gig, okay? And this person's going to ask you for your Twitter profile link, okay? And you just provide that, and you're going to see the followers come to your profile very quickly within a day or so. Once this person delivers their service, you're going to want to look at the quality of the Twitter followers. Now, you have to realize that all these followers are going to be bots or not real active users, because that's impossible. You can't pay real people to follow you. Even if I paid you to follow my Twitter profile, you wouldn't actually be a real follower. You'd just be following me because I paid you, okay? So that's how this works. You're going to want to look at the quality, make sure all the Twitter followers have profiles, good names, activity, things like that, okay? If this person doesn't, then move on to another seller, okay? Once you find a really good supplier, you can basically use this person as your main supplier for Fiverr, okay? Another good way to check if this supplier is any good is to check if they have any recent ratings, okay? What you're going to find on SEO Clerks is a lot of time you'll find services that have a good rating, but actually the person is inactive. They haven't had a review in a month or so. So you want to make sure they have recent reviews. That means they're recently active, okay? Once you pick a supplier, you're going to want to create a new gig on Fiverr. Now, again, like I mentioned in the last lecture, you don't want to copy this information word for word, okay? I'm going to talk about this in the slides in the next portion of this lecture, but you don't want to copy this information word for word, and especially not these pictures, okay? The instructions to buyers, you can copy. They're pretty good. Most of the time, you just ask her, thank you for purchasing this service, and please include your Twitter link. Okay, it's something very simple. So that you can copy if you wish. It doesn't matter. But this stuff you don't want to copy, and this wouldn't fit in Fiverr anyway, and it's not optimized for Fiverr. Okay. So let's go on to the slides, and we're going to talk about how to optimize this gig for orders and sales. And in this part of the lecture, we're going to be going on and talking about how to optimize your gig if you're going to be selling social media services such as Twitter followers, Facebook likes, things of that nature. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create the gig title, of course. And like I mentioned in the previous lecture, you do not want to be copying your supplier's title on SEO Clerks word for word. Again, the reason is they do not optimize their gig titles for Fiverr, and you don't want your buyers to be linking that you're using a supplier. Also, just go to them because it's cheaper. And you're going to want to include as many frequently searched words as possible while keeping the title short and sweet. For the category, it's going to depend on what service you're selling. If you're going to be selling things like YouTube views, then you might want to put it on online marketing and get traffic. If you're selling Twitter followers, you might want to put in online marketing and social marketing. And if you're doing things like YouTube likes, subscribers, then you can put it in the online marketing, video marketing category on Fiverr. For the photos, you don't want to be using the same image your supplier uses. Usually what I find, a lot of people on SEO Clerks do not use good images, so you're going to want to create your own, something simple in Photoshop if you can, and if not, just paste one on Fiverr. There are plenty of people who will do it for you. And you're going to want to turn on live portfolio, and every time you deliver a gig to your buyers, you're going to want to take a screenshot of their followers or their likes or subscribers, and you're going to upload that with their gig when you deliver it, and that will show in your portfolio on your gig and allow future buyers to see what your services look like, and it'll help convert better on your gig. Now for the video, you're going to want to create a video of yourself or of a spokesperson like I mentioned in the gig video lecture. And when you create this video, you're going to want to put a logo of the social media site you're providing a service for. So for example, if you're selling Twitter followers, I would recommend putting a little Twitter logo on the top left hand corner of your video. And that way, when you have a thumbnail in your gig appears in the search results, your thumbnail is going to show the Twitter logo, and now entice more people to click on your gig. For the description, you're going to want to highlight the major features of your service. Be sure to include keywords like real or quality or safe, but I wouldn't suggest advertising as real when they're not. You can't buy Twitter followers that are real. Okay, even if I paid you guys to follow me on Twitter, you're not real followers. You're just following me because you were paid to. So there's no way to get real followers by paying someone. So what you could do instead is just use words like real quality or real looking. And what that will do for you guys is you guys will be picked up in more searches, because a lot of people on Fiverr actually do look for real followers. So they might type in real Twitter followers and your gig might get picked up. Also, if you have the room, you could include an FAQ. What this will do is eliminate questions. You'll probably get a lot of questions on Fiverr, and eliminate the most common ones you're probably going to get. Now for the duration, you're going to have to work with your supplier again. So if your supplier has a delivery date of 3 days, you should use 4 days. This also provides a nice little buffer, because again, Fiverr will give you 5 days to complete your order, since Fiverr gives you an additional 24 hours when your gig is late. Remember to include the complete tag. So instead of using keywords like Twitter and followers, just use it as a complete tag. Put Twitter followers. And good keywords to put into your gigs are also real, quality, fast, safe, SEO, things like that. It's also important to include relevant keywords. So if you're selling YouTube views, put likes and subscribers in your tags, because that will catch those searches, because people who are looking to buy YouTube likes probably wouldn't mind buying YouTube views as well. For your instructions to buyers, whatever your supplier asks from you on SEO Clerks, that's what you should use on your instructions to buyers on your Fiverr gig. You can use the template from the lecture that I talk about this in. And for the last part, we're going to be talking about gig extras. And obviously, you're going to want to do an express gig extra if you can do it with your supplier. You're going to want to provide a relevant service. So if you're doing Twitter followers, I would recommend offering Twitter retweets. Those work really well as a gig extra, and you'll see that more people will buy your gig extras as they're more relevant to your main gig. You can also offer something like insurance. So you could say, I will make sure your Twitter followers won't drop. If they do, I'll restore them for free. You can charge something like $10 to $20 for this gig extra, and I find that it sells really well. You can also package it. If you're selling 500 Twitter followers for $5, why not sell another additional 1,000 for another $5? And that's it for this lecture, guys. So thanks so much. I hope you learned a lot about how to sell social media services. Let's go on to the next lecture. I'll see you guys there.